Let's talk about fitness. Let's talk about the root cause versus the surface remedy. Most of the time when we struggle with weight, we assume this, man, I got to start exercising. That right there shows you don't understand the problem. Why? Because exercise is a leaf issue. The plate is the root issue. I have lost weight so many times. I have lost weight so many times by adjusting the leaves. I had a friend of mine that I used to work out with. He was a natural bodybuilder. He said, man, I'll work out with you. We started working out together. Man, we were running in the morning, running at night, running around the house. We didn't have any money for gym membership. We used to do these. We would run down the street and then come and do all these calisthenic exercises, Finally got a gym membership. We'd work out in the morning. I'd go at 11 o'clock at night, work out. I'd be on the treadmill. He'd come and click it up and click the incline and click it up. We'd be working out, And that is a power. I had a little plastic suit, losing all. You'd take off the suit and just water drips out of it, And I mean, you can just see yourself shrinking. The problem with that is this. That's a leaf solution to a root problem. I was not 35 pounds overweight because of the gym. The gym or absence of gym had nothing to do with, it was the plate. And he ended up getting something where he couldn't work out anymore. And I said I had to work out. Then my car ended up breaking down and the gym was too far away. And instantly I could feel all the ground that I had taken slipping out of my hands because I only had a leaf level victory. I didn't have a root level victory. Right before I met Connie, end of the end of the year 2000, started getting in the gym, working out every day with my pastor. We were working out. I was working out 5 or 6 days a week. I'd come in, work out on the treadmill, and then work out on the elliptical. I'd come in, do 45 minutes. We'd do circuit training, and I could just see that weight. What'd I do? I attacked the leaves. But then I got married to Connie in August of that year. Someone said, what happened? I said, I got married to Connie in August of that year. That bed is entirely too warm to leave to go to a gym. You can't even. And guess what? I had a synthetic dominion. Why did the leaves start growing back? Because the root wasn't dealt with. 2 years ago, June, 2 years ago, 2011, I guess 3 years ago. 12, 13, yeah, June, 2.5 years ago. I said, you know what, I gotta get myself under control. I put on my clothes, I'm like, golly, this is crazy. So I said, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go to the gym. I hate going to the gym because I just don't need a bath afterward. People come to work out. Why are you putting on perfume and cologne? And so, what are you coming to work out? What's the matter with you? What, you got your hair done to come work out? Where's the rest of your clothes? I don't even need all that. I'm not doing that stuff. So I said, I'm just going to run around my neighborhood. I started out running a third of a mile, ran that for a couple of weeks, then I ran a half a mile, then I ran a mile, then I got up to 2 miles, then I got up to 3 miles, then I got all the way up to where I was running 4 miles 4 times a week. Monday and Tuesday, 4 miles, Wednesday off, Thursday and Friday, 4 miles, Saturday and Sunday off, and I started running, and I was running 4 miles a day, 16 miles a week, then 32, then 48, then 64. And at the end of my month of November, I ran 4 miles a day, 4 days a week, and at the end of November, it was Thanksgiving. I ran out and ran Thanksgiving. I said, you know what? I said, I may take off Black Friday, and I'm going to go out on Saturday. Black Friday, we got up, we shopped, we were tired. And I noticed when I woke up on Saturday, my leg, I felt at my knee. It was a lot on my knee. And you have to think about it. I was running at about 40 pounds more than I weigh right now. So you'd have to take 5 gallons of water, bottled water, strap them in a suit, put them on, and imagine running 5 miles or 4 miles with all that, you're talking about a 45-pound plate. Okay, those of you that work out, you pick up a 45-pound plate, hold it, and just run 4 miles with that much extra weight. And it was starting to wear on my knees. And what's interesting is I got through Thanksgiving, then I had a conference, and I thought, man, my knee, I'm going to take off a couple of days. Then I got, back, I had a conference here, and I said, you know what's, I'm going to start at the first of the year. And all the ground that I had taken. Why? Because when you deal with weight, the first thing you tell yourself is you say, I got to get back in the gym. I got to start working. I got to start doing something, man. Just let me walk after dinner. Everything is, the plate is the source of my dysfunction. But I don't want to deal with the plate as a source of my dysfunction. Let me try to compensate for my plate dysfunction by doing some sort of workout. And the problem is, as you drop the weight by cutting off the leaves, but you don't master the little by little, it's only a matter of time before you've replenished and lost the ground that you've taken. You know how the scale got to a place that you didn't like it? It happened little by little. It wasn't on Wednesday you got on and on Thursday, bam! It wasn't, no. It happened little by little. I got on a scale one time, at the grocery store or whatever, I stepped on it. It was one of those little talking scales or whatever, and it says, dude, only one person at a time, please. And I knew right then. That it was time to make a change. But you know what? What changed? What changed? And you feel so helpless. You feel so helpless because you can feel, there's an underneathness to saying that, man, it's cold once the weather breaks, or man, I moved, my gym is so far, or man, my schedule changed. It's always, there's something out there that I can't get to that controls my dominion. But that's not true. That's not true. Let me give you some practical tips. Well, let me say this. How'd the scale get there little by little? Why do we assume it's not going to go where we want it to be other than little by little? See, so what we do is we want a fusion. I want a shot. I want a mega shake. They got drops out right now. You take them, you eat 500 calories a day, you take these drops, you'll lose weight. Yeah. You eat 500 calories a day, you will lose weight without drops, and you will lose consciousness at the same time. You be in the things, what's these tubes? Did I lose weight? Yeah, you lost weight. But why would anybody even look for something like that? Because we don't understand the root issue. There must be some miracle thing that will adjust it. So what do? We go 2 weeks and we get on the scale. We're like, 3 pounds? Man, here comes turkey leg. Ice cream sandwich. And I got to get in the gym. I told you this stuff isn't working. I got to get in the gym. What? Because we consider the gym. All I know is 30 days of running, 45 minutes a day. I get on that treadmill. I start working out, lose it. What are you saying? All I know is I get the whackers out and start cutting the leaves. It'll change the shape of my tree. But if you don't change the roots, if you still got chicken leg and ice cream sandwich in your hand, you've not mastered the roots. So guess what? The beast of the field will take the ground from you. Every bit of ground you took, it'll be taken right back from you. Let me give you some practical tips. Number one, the experts, they're all wrong and they're all right at the same time. So how can you say they're all wrong and they're all right at the same time? How do you know they're all right? Because they all have results. They can all show you Barbara lost 447 pounds on the 6 ways to exercise, and Tim lost 87 pounds on the 8 things to say no to in your, whatever it is. But you know why they're all wrong? Because they all disagree with each other. One guy says soy is an essential part. Somebody says stay away from soy. Somebody says nuts are good source of protein. Somebody says avoid nuts at all costs. Somebody says you shouldn't have meat in your diet. Somebody says you should have lean meat 3 times a week. Well, which one is it? For the love of God, which one is it? It's all and none. There's many ways up the mountain, but there is no magic way up the mountain. I'll tell you another practical tip. When you look up and find out what your ideal weight is for your body type, accept that it's at least possible to weigh that. Because I looked that up, I was like, for who? What's this, middle school? Who weighs it? I don't know how to weigh this amount of money. And you know what? We're so conditioned to the overweight us that the right size us seems like a fairy tale. We so believe that it's impossible to be healthy that when somebody even offers normal, we laugh. When I told Connie, I said, this thing says I ought to weigh this. She said, no, you will be too skinny. No way. You are not weighing that. Interestingly enough, what's she saying? I'm used to you being so big that if you were ever the normal size, I would not be able to relate to you at that size. I started asking people, say, excuse me, hey, brother, how much you weigh? You tell me how much you weigh. I'm like, man, hey, brother, how much you weigh? Man, And when I realized, when I finally met someone, I said, how tall are you? He said, 5'10". I said, what do you weigh? And they said this, and I was like, oh, that's what it looks like. Oh, well, I don't think of you as puny. I don't think of you, but you're so shocked. And now they value size clothes. That an 8 is not an 8 anymore. It's a 10, but they know you won't buy the 10, so they call it an 8. They call them vanity sizing. That's what it's called. Why? Because the abnormal seems normal to us now, and the suggestion, when I looked at what I was supposed to wear, I was like, between what? For what? This is a joke, right? When was this written? 1910? People ain't even that small anymore. Every reason to tell myself why it couldn't be. And you know what? Out of this springs this idea. That we don't even know what looking good is, because looking good translates to us looking less bad. People come up to me and say, Pastor, man, you're looking good. No, I'm not. I'm looking less bad than I looked. I'm trying to tell you, you cannot say to somebody who's 35 pounds overweight, hey, you look good. What you mean is, man, you look a lot less bad than you used to look. So when you're out in the lobby, you say, man, Pastor's looking good. No, he's not. Man, Pastor's looking a lot less bad than he was. That's what's happening. Why? Because if I've lost 43 pounds, okay? If I were to stop right here, you say, man, Pastor, you look really good. No, I don't. Not when I'm still, there's ideal weight, overweight, obese 1, obese 2. See, there's ranges. X to X is ideal weight, X to X is overweight, X to X is obese 1, obese 2, obese 3. If I've come out of obese 3 down to obese 1, I look less bad. But the deception is, you're good. I'm good what? Only partially taking the promised land. When you look, at least admit that it's possible through God's power to be in the range of where you should be and stop. Don't tell yourself you can't finish before you even start. My goal is to get down to that range and to look at myself in the mirror and go, am I happy with where I'm at? And if I'm not happy, then I'll go up. But I at least want to not lie to myself like I've lied to myself for 20 years. That chart is ridiculous. Maybe it's not ridiculous. Maybe it's my soul that's off the mark. Maybe they are right the whole time. Learn about fitness and learn mathematics. Fitness and finance are a function of math. What do you mean a function of math? They all work by math. Your body burns a certain amount of fuel per day. Your body has what's called a basal metabolic rate. What is a basal metabolic rate? It means if you sit on the couch and do nothing, you're going to burn X number of calories. You enter your weight, your age, your body, your measure your wrist. They'll tell you if you're medium build or small, and it's going to say they got all sorts of online calculators. You're going to burn 2,100 calories if you sit here and do nothing. All right? Here's your scale. Daily, are you over 2,100 or under 2,100? That's it. There's nothing else to it. Save your $99. It's all right there. If you burn 2,100 and you come in at 2,000, little by little, you're going to lose weight. Now, there's also thinking, what calories? Empty calories? I'm not talking about that. But you just master the broad strokes. You just master the broad strokes. Well, what if I'm supposed to be 2,100 calories, but I'm putting 2,700 in? Little by little, you're going to wake up one day and go, man, what happened? Didn't happen overnight. 56 pounds? Man, I'm 71 pounds over. I'm 103 pounds overweight. How did I get 103 pounds overweight? What did you burn every day? About 2,200 calories. What did you put in every day? About 2,700. So you had 600 times 7 days is 4,200. Times 4 weeks is 16,800. Next thing you know, it's like, man, how did I get this? And they estimate in the 3,000 to 3,500 range is a pound. So you think about that now. So you don't measure your calories on a daily, you measure your calories on a weekly. If you're issued 1,400 calories, 14,000 calories a week, and you only bring in 10,000, you lost about a pound. It's just like that. You lost a pound. So that doesn't work? It's math. Of course it works. No, not for me. No, there you is. You exempted yourself from your dominion. You just became companion with the helpless man that can't do anything about it. That's how it works. And you know what you do? You budget your calories and you purchase treats. How do I purchase treats? I budget my calories. I only got 14,000 this week, so I got to budget that. How do I purchase treats? When you go out and walk after dinner, what you doing? I am buying me a turkey leg for the Super Bowl. What you working on here? I am getting me barbecue chicken wings for the Super Bowl. Why? I am purchasing. Why? Because it's math. Say, well, I didn't burn 2,100 a day. I burned 2,700. That just got you something in your calorie account. But a lot of us aren't purchasing calories. We're doing it on credit. Did you buy that? No, I borrowed it. I straightened it out. I straightened it out. You know what? That's beneathness. I pay it off. I do bankruptcy. I'm filed Chapter XXL. You know what I got tired of? Having 3 different wardrobes in my closet. I got the happy wardrobe, the it'll be all right wardrobe, and the somebody give me some ice cream wardrobe. I got all 3 of those wardrobes. Don't behave as though you're the normal weighted person that you're not. What do you mean? I walked into a place the other day. I saw people having a nice Coke, a little slice of pie. Dude had a cheeseburger, and I said, that's what I want. And then I realized, I'm not him. He's 184 pounds. I am not him. So why am I going to treat myself like him? You know what I've done? I've had the Coke, I've had the pie, and I've had the hamburger. The difference is I had them every day for a decade. and now I want to treat myself now as though I behaved in a different way. You can have all of that, but not when you've done it all on credit. You know what? I had deferred student loans. I enjoyed it. Now it's time to pay back. And if I take 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, a year to pay back the debt I accumulated over a 10-year period, that'll be all right. Win at the plate level, for this is the only true dominion that you have. How long it takes to reach the weight is not nearly as important as how long it takes to change your relationship with food. How long it takes to change the weight, reach your weight, is not nearly as important as how long it takes to change your relationship with food. You have a psychological connection with food, and you have to master that. In my mind, I figured out that certain behaviors went with certain type of food. That when I got a Starbucks, it required the bacon, egg, sausage, egg, and cheese sandwich. When I went to a movie, I hadn't been to a movie in so long, I walked into a movie with my kids. I walked in there like, what do you want? And I was like, what do you mean what I want? You can't have a movie without a small popcorn with butter in the middle, a bunch of crunch, and a cherry Coke. What are you talking about what I want for a movie? And I found myself, just give me a bottle of water. And I was shocked. Bottle of water? I couldn't even watch the movie right. It's like, are my glasses, 3D glasses wrong? It wasn't the 3D glasses that was wrong, but my mind has married these items with this action. So, man, it's going to take me 8 months to lose weight. Forget how long it takes you to lose weight. How long will it take you to retrain your soul to relate to food differently? That's the only date that matters. And shots and surgery don't give you a new way to relate to food. Let me talk about finances, then we'll close. I've kept you too long. Finances. You know, I don't speak this to shame you, right? I'm talking about me. I'm on a mission. I'm on my way somewhere. Where am I at now? Yeah, I'm just over halfway. I'm just over halfway. And when I get to the full thing, I want to be able to say, so how will we know you're the full thing? I'm going to wear some cut-off jean shorts. I'm going to wash the church bus. I'm going to give me a muscle shirt and just wash the church bus. I'm washing that church bus. This brother here, dummy. Somebody say, please don't do it, man. Somebody get him some ice cream. Proverbs 13:11, you can write it down. We got to go. Proverbs 13:11. I've not kept you this long since in a long time. Proverbs 13:11. Sorry. You gonna wash the bus with me? All right. All right. I'll tell you what Connie and I went through. They heard that on iChurch. Let me tell you what Connie went through. Connie went through this. I saw a cartoon of a lady on a scale one time, this elderly lady. She said, I don't ever know how I'll be able to get to my original weight. 8 pounds, 6 ounces is a long way to go. Connie and I had this conversation for years. She said, well, you know, once you've had 2 babies, you can't get back to your, pre-pregnancy weight. We had this conversation for years. And now we've both gotten a revelation that that's not true. That the plate is the issue. And why you say, man, I got to run. No, you got to put down Thin Mints. And we don't need to, Firehouse, foot-long steak and cheese and chips and a Coke. She sat in the back. She said, what are you going to have tonight to eat? I said, I think I'm going to have this and that. I'm going to drop the soup. I'm going to have this. I'm under my calories, da-da-da. I said, and she said, and a Coke? I said, no, I'm not doing it. She said, but doesn't it sound good? I said, get behind me, Satan, don't push. Don't push. Don't push. But you know what? We've just decided, and I don't know where we're going to end up. We have a purpose. We have a plan, but God has a purpose. I don't know where I'm going to end up, but I'm going with a plan, and then whatever happens there, I'm going to get down to 180, I'm going to go, do I like it? I'm going to get down to 170, I'm going to go, do I like it? But I just want to find out. I just don't want to go through my whole life feeling like, you know what, there was something that was there, but I was an inferior human to accomplish it. Not with the Holy Ghost in me. Are you kidding? Not with the Holy Ghost in me. No way. So Connie's now looking at it, she's like, you know what? I'm X pounds away from this and X pounds away from that. Mike, this is really possible. You know what type of victory that is going to be? Do you have any idea that just to stand in there and know it doesn't make you anybody more or less? I've been overweight for so long, it doesn't make you a better person or a worse person. Matter of fact, you got to learn how to, see, you all look at me and say, man, you've lost weight. I go to church and they say, man, you lost weight. I go to people and say, man, you lost weight. But eventually, people don't relate to you that way. You know what I'm saying? I mean, nobody comes up to Reese and goes, man, you lost weight. Larry, man, look how much weight you lost. Nobody even thinks of them that way. But when you're overweight, you relate to yourself based on that identity. But once you lose weight over time, I mean, people don't look at Jared from Subway and go, dang, you lost weight. Why? Because nobody can even imagine Jared being 400 pounds now. So you know what you have to do? You have to come up with a new identity, which is what? You're not the fat person trying to compensate or trying to hide or trying to you're just a different person now. Who is that even new person? And what will they put their mental energy into it when they're no longer have to put their mental energy into this? What could be?